Hello, beautiful beings. Hello, divine creators. We are Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. Beautiful beings. Today, on the 8th of November, Uranus leaves Gemini. And Uranus is a beautiful, powerful planetary energy. All about unexpected change, breaking, conditioning, not being mainstream, forging your own path, breaking restriction, new energy, revolutionary energy, changing shifts, paradigm shifts. It's that Tower card energy coming in, bringing dynamic change. And in Gemini being the frequency of communication, of releasing the conditioned mind, the conditioned heart, allowing yourself to receive from pure divine love energies and creating from there. Now Uranus leaves Gemini, retrogrades and leaves. Let us see what comes through. What does Uranus bring through now as it shifts out of Gemini? What do we receive? What do we, what aligns? What comes through? We're just receiving harmony, harmonious co-creation and harmonic blending. It's interesting the different energies we receive when we do this, because we also do integrations with this on our alchemy page, and we love how the energies are so current and so now that there's some overlap, but slight differences, which is lovely. And of course, whichever one resonates will be the one that finds you, or the one that you wish to experience, or sometimes both. Okay, thank you. What are we experiencing? What's coming through? Ooh. A lot of transmutations, a lot of shifting in your grids right now. A lot of things moving around. There we are. Something's ready to come in. And we have a judgment card here. Completion 20. There's a harmonious balance between the non-physical and the physical becoming one. And here you all are at the bottom here, coming online again. But now, you see, you have been through your shadow work, you've been through the dark night of the soul, you have been through your death, and now you're coming to a rebirth. And as you are reborn, you are now with your whole spirit frequency, the non-physical and the physical as one. Your physical life is now a harmony, it's a oneness with the non-physical and physical. So you're coming back into new life, and Uranus is here saying, hey, now it's time for these changes where you are now in this new power. It's time for dynamic shifts now in your truth. You're now going to forge your own path. You're now going to forge your own way. You're now going to do things in your power very differently. And the energy is coming in to assist. There is a judgment upon you also, where you are receiving beautiful shifts and changes due to the work you have done and the work you're currently doing. A blessed judgment. We receive a blessed judgment upon you at this time. So be open and don't be in your mind too much. Don't overcomplicate and overthink things. Just be present. Do what you feel. Do what feels inspired. There's a sense of there's no need to reinvent the wheel here. There's no need for you to go out of your way to do things. Just be you, do what feels really aligned and happy for you, and joyous and loving for you, and the changes will simply take the shape of you. The fairy collective with us. They speak of earth abundance. The Lover's card, Gemini energy, here it is. Here's Gemini. Balanced. the divine feminine and masculine energies within you balanced, and also you creating from source, your whole self, your non-physical. So there's a huge energy of you finally being one, being balanced. The light and the shadow within you is one. You're not fearing it. You're allowing all aspects of yourself to be. You're allowing yourself to receive from your non-physical space, and you're allowing yourself to be the embodiment of this energy. And you're seeing it. You're seeing how different you are, and you're also seeing how different reality is. It's interesting. It was an interesting experience for us. We had a dinner, and in this experiencing, we were part of the conversations, and we could hear the conversations, and it was lovely. And yet we could also feel the difference on which we are, or on which the universe that we create is. And we could see very visually the different universes each of us are uniquely creating, and that we were combined on resonance. Yes, we were all aligned on resonance. It was very harmonious, very beautiful energy. And yet we could also really feel very strongly how very different perception and different connections and different ways we were. But it didn't feel uncomfortable. It was just a very clear sight. And it feels like that's what you're going to really be having, this very clear sight on your universe, on how you create, on how you connect, and you'll be able to see how others do. And it's no longer something that brings resistance or something that brings discomfort. It's more of an interesting observation, and also being quite stable in your power, where you are able to observe and be at ease with how others be. And it doesn't mean that you weren't at ease, but sometimes the energy was so, when you're, especially in the cave, in the cocoon, when you're busy going through a rebirth process, you had to really isolate, right? To really come into the space of integrating your own energies. So now coming through and being in the physical world and being around people, it's at ease now. It's no longer feeling at discomfort or at dis-ease. It is at fluidity and harmony. And you're also really seeing your power. You're feeling your power. You're feeling your might. And it's not something harsh. It's invigorating. It's you embodying your divine energy. Connecting to your crown. Balosh davelova, balosh davalove, balosh davire keshkia, dalova, bayesh, bayesh, bayesh. We're so excited because these are new energies. As we mentioned before, we now work with the whole frequency at wholeness, so receiving new energy, new codes, what's coming in now. So it's beautiful to know that right now the new energy is in this powerful shift of embodiment of love and happiness. And here we see in the external, Nine of Swords. You're releasing the Nine of Swords. Look, the swords, the warriors are behind you. They're no longer in your space. They're no longer in your face. They're behind you. Temperance, balance, Sagittarius season energy. Also, so a lot of balance and harmony coming to all of you in Sagittarian season. Releasing of fears, releasing of anxiety, it's gone. There's a balancing where that which brought you sleepless nights or worry is fading away because the energies are balancing around you. You are just finding resources coming in and co-creative energies, assistance coming in, step up, somebody lending a helpful hand. There is a beautiful energy of restoration, balancing, harmony, coming through again strongly, the Temperance card. So Source really bringing through this energy quite a few times. And the Centaur energy, Sagittarius energy, Centaur energy, which is a co-creative blending of feminine and masculine, the night and the day, the shadow and the light. So again, that speaking of that oneness, of that wholeness, of that fullness of creation. And in the space, it's everything that is causing that disharmony, that distortion is melting away. And it's happening quite organically. It's as if all of a sudden, very beautifully, and it's not even sudden, it's timed, it's divine because you've done the work. And yet you're just seeing things are just starting to harmoniously shift in your favor, working out in your favor, things working out for you, things you tried in the past that didn't work, now working, support you were asking for, not coming in, now coming in, resources you're struggling to get, now flowing in, relationships you were really struggling to connect with, now connecting. There's just an ironing out of creases in your life, and it's smooth and it's beautiful and it's wonderful. And there's no judgment on the creases, right? It's not all meant to, everything is allowed. It's just that those creases were not yours. They were not yours to make. It was other people's creases, other energies' creases. It was other opinion, which was not allowing your smoothness. If it's your creases, wonderful, because your creases are meant to be, right? So it's like ironing out of unwanted creases, because hey, sometimes creases are fun, a little bit of adventure, a little bit of excitement. Not everything is, everything is not everything is uniform. Everything is a beautiful deliciousness and a variety, the spice of life, right? So. And there's a sense of you finally realizing you're allowed to remove those creases. It's not a judgment. You're no longer letting the whole thing of, oh no, but if I do this, I'm being too hard, or oh no, but if I'm doing this too harsh. But you're no longer letting any excuses now override your well-being, which is beautiful. Nine of Wands, it's been a long journey. Yeah, you see, it's been a long journey. This is the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It's been, and look, and the Devil card. Yes, thank you, yes. And now look, we have the, yes, okay. This is a beautiful story with this card of the Nine of Wands. So below, tired, it's been such a long journey, right? Because you have been really working with this opposition, with a restriction, with the Devil card coming out, restriction, Capricorn energies here, where you were not in your power, where the mirror frequency wasn't honoring you, where you were creating on other people's frequencies, again, other people's creases, and you were creating upon those creases, where you were imbalance and disruption and this energy of distortion was your love language because you're programmed that was normal. Yes, it's normal for you to do everything that's against you. It's normal for you to struggle and suffer. It's normal for you to be exhausted and struggle. So this base energy you were operating on now dissolving, because the cards that followed straight after under the deck was the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Three of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Look at this. So now finally, energy is coming in to restore, to replenish. Where you are tired and exhausted, the energy is coming in to restore and replenish. And also from your past efforts coming in, finally, energy is coming in from your hard work done, which is what we keep receiving also. There's an energy from your hard work, your past efforts, what you've been putting out there. Now you're receiving because you're finally at the end of this Nine of Wands journey. So yes, you're a bit tired. We can feel it here. So saying you're a bit tired, a little bit, still a bit worried because you can't really see how things are going to really work out. But know that everything is working out through the divine. It's meant to be, you're finally allowing the unknown, the non-physical energy, the spirit world, the source world to come in and to actually intervene, but in a full way, because you are embodying this energy. So it's not, so it's like just as much as you would work in the physical to do stuff, your non-physical is also flowing and working there. And it feels a time right now for you to almost take a step back, do what you feel inspired to do, but then allow your non-physical frequencies, allow source to bring through the changes you have been asking for. It feels like a witnessing of your power, a witnessing of your might. The work has been work, right? And it's not meant to be work. It was, you've always been whole, you've always been full, you've always been source. So it was just actually releasing all the creases, all the weeds, all the distortion, just really getting out of that energy, and then getting out of the energy of getting out of that energy, because you also had to now get out of the cycle of the healing Okay, we're done healing. Let's stop now keeping things to heal. And I don't need to be healed. I'm whole. And so there's all of these layers, and it's been such a shift of space that you haven't really had a time of just being in your energy, settled in it, and just seeing it and watching it do its thing without it being work, without it being a shift, without it being an integration, without it being something. Just being you being at nothingness, doing nothing, and watching everything work. And that's where you are at now, at the state of nothingness, where you are just at this open receptivity, doing what feels aligned, not going out of your way to do this and that, just being and witnessing your energy shift everything in alignment for you. You did the beautiful work to release and collapse everything that was preventing your whole energy from doing its thing in your mind, in your heart, in how you were being, because it was all you, right? It was everything you took on and believed. And now you've done the work to release it all and just to be in the fullness of your source frequency, and it's glorious. As we say, glorious, the Sun card. And look, the King of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Magician, Justice, yes, yes, yes. And Five of Cups, what was not meant for you being replenished, right? What you walked away from now, you're finally receiving those two cups, the two cups, what's now truly meant for you coming in. We've got the sun. Look at this. The sun is on you. Ra energy here. Katuro ra 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 ra. Kateshrazi trovera ra. Kayash katuro ra ra ra. Yes, the wealth of the sun. The wealth of you. The wealth of your existence. Coming through. So look, out of that Nine of Swords, and it's interesting, it's been Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana, and Major Arcana. And the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands are the only ones, the Nine and the Minor Arcana, and they all speak about endings. It's the end of a cycle. So the end of worry, the end of the exhaustion, the end of the frequencies, and coming into the Sun card, celebration, finally a powerful shift in your favor, manifestations, materializations, an outcome you've been wanting, happiness, joy is restored to you, restoration, harmony, harmonic balancing, as we received. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands. Look at you in your power, taking lead, feeling good. You also, there's an attractiveness about you. You are very, very attractive to everyone around you. So seeing people really, you're catching the eye of people, getting a lot of attention. And it might feel a bit overwhelming for some of you, where all of a sudden a lot of people asking you out, maybe on dates, wanting to spend more time with you, people wanting to get to know you, people interested in your energy. Ooh, you feel so good, you feel amazing. What's that energy? And it doesn't feel annoying with the lovers. Remember when you came back into this energy of observing, it doesn't feel like, oh, someone's going to take my energy away, or what do they want, or it doesn't feel like that, as it did feel in the cave, right? When we were doing the work, it was like, actually just keep to self, everyone. Now it feels like, okay, people are appreciating the energy you are, and it doesn't also feel good, like, ooh, look at me, look at me. The external opinion doesn't do anything to you. It doesn't stir it. You don't need anyone external to make you feel good. You don't need anyone external you're not holding them responsible for how you feel bad. It's just observation. So when somebody's feeling energy, saying, oh wow, you feel amazing, what is that energy? What do you do? You just answer them. Oh, I work with energy. I've really taken some time to embody my source frequency, my source energy, and I'm there at all times. Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean to embody source energy? What is source? I've always felt this energy, and people will talk about it, but I've never really understood it. But something about your energy, it feels real. It feels true. And so being open to share, and it's also, no matter what space you're in, right? You might be in a business, leadership energy here, you might be a business, you might be in corporate, you might be in the judicial system, in justice, as a lawyer, as a judge, whatever you might be in these positions where generally energy isn't really something that energy work, it's not like spiritual work full time. And yet in those spaces, your energy is now finally free and it's flowing, and it's allowing alignment in the physical. It's now finally clearing those old archetypes and those old structures which are just not really valid anymore, crumbling. And as you are now in this power, maybe having a business meeting and there's a client coming in, and maybe it's a very big client you've been wanting to pull in, and as the client comes in, they're like, oh, the energy in here is so amazing, what is that? And you just really say, oh no, we've really been doing all we can to just allow ourselves to be, balanced and grounded in our energy when we do our business here. What does that mean? And now that client is so excited because it's not only about the big business deal, but also now they're feeling how it's feeling real, it's feeling good. The reason why they did business in the first place, coming back. So even this client who's maybe 60 and 70, now remembering when they were teenagers and the big dream of having a business and why they didn't first is coming back, and now their inner child's awakening again, and now they're like, ooh, inner child's awakening, they're feeling good, they're feeling the potential, and now all of a sudden they're feeling excited about doing business again. It's not this serious 1, 2, 3. It's now creative and beautiful and flourishing. There's a power you have. It's glorious. Eight of Wands, Eight of Cups, moving and shifts now out of that Nine of Swords, out of that Nine of Wands. You're moving away to better times here, beautiful, and lots of communication, lots of things changing, a lot of things clearing out of the way for you, because here it is, your Ace of Wands, your new path, your new way, out of that Nine of Wands, new path, new way, new experiences. And we have the Magician, and we have here Libra, the Justice energies. Alchemy, you've done this, you've been working so hard to manifest, and now energy is coming in here to balance out. You have all the tools you need, you have all the skills, you're in that wholeness, that power of you, and now things are working out in your favor because you are now allowing yourself to be in the space of creation. These are very beautiful energies. So Uranus coming in saying, hey, you've done the beautiful work to allow your power in your truth in divine love. Now it's time for those shifts to materialize in your physical. So be open and allow yourself to experience the wonder of your power, the might of your source frequency. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. Should you wish to have a personal reading or a personal session, there's a link in the description below. Thank you for commenting, liking, and sharing, and we'll see you soon. Blessed be.